Good evening, visitors. Welcome to the Australian War Memorial's last post ceremony. My name is Robert Adams, and joining us this evening from the Australian Army is Major General Wade Stothart. This evening's ceremony marks one of the last duties in uniform for Major General Stothart, who is retiring following 38 years of dedicated service in the Australian Defence Force. Sir, we thank you for your service. This evening, we warmly welcome the delegation representing the Royal Military College Duntroon Romani Company. As always, we welcome the veterans who have served, those that are still serving, and the families that love and support them. The live stream of this ceremony is made possible by the RSL and Services Clubs Association and the Returned and Services League of Australia. We welcome members who are watching the broadcast of this ceremony across Australia. During this evening's ceremony, wreaths will be laid at the base of the pool of reflection by visitors to the memorial and students on behalf of Billanook College visiting from Mooroolbark in Victoria. If you are able, I now invite you to please stand and join in singing the national anthem. Students and visitors who are able to do so, you may now be seated. The Australian War Memorial was the vision of Charles Bean, Australia's First World War official historian. Bean landed with the Australian troops on Gallipoli and stayed with them at the front through to the end of the war. The idea of this national memorial and museum came to him at Pozières, France, in the depths of the bloody fighting of 1916. Bean's idea was that this would be a place where families and friends could mourn loved ones buried in faraway places. It would also be a place that could help all Australians understand what these men and women had endured and what they had done for us. Bean's vision, to which we remain true, is best expressed as inscribed in the entrance to the memorial's galleries. Here is their spirit in the heart of the land they loved, and here we guard the record which they themselves made. Tonight we'll read the story behind just one of those on the Roll of Honour, which lists the names of more than 103,000 men and women who have given their lives for us during war or on operations over more than a century. But first we present a lament, Flowers of the Forest. Wreaths or floral tributes will now be laid at the base of the pool of reflection.
Today, we remember and pay tribute to Corporal Claude Thomas Redman. Claude Redman was born in January 1884 in Jerry Plains, New South Wales. He was one of 10 children born to William and Mary Redman between 1869 and 1891. Little is known of Claude's early life. His mother died in 1904 and his older sister died 4 years later. Claude remained in Jerry Plains working as a labourer. Claude Redman enlisted in the Australian Imperial Force on the 10th of May 1915 at Liverpool, New South Wales. He was assigned to the 6th Light Horse at the rank of trooper. Less than a month after volunteering, Claude left Sydney in HMAT Chilka on the 7th of June 1915. In Egypt, Redman spent 3 months in camp before joining the 6th Light Horse Regiment at Mardi Cove on the Gallipoli Peninsula on the 25th of October. He remained there until December, when the Anzac forces were withdrawn. With the reorganisation of the Australian forces in early 1916, the 6th Light Horse Regiment became part of the Anzac Mounted Division. From April 1916, the regiment joined the British forces defending the Suez Canal from the Ottoman advance across the Sinai Desert. Redman fought in the Battle of Romani on the 4th of August, at Katia the following day, and participated in the pursuit that followed the Ottomans' retreat across the desert into Palestine. On the 8th of September 1916, Redman was promoted to the rank of Lance Corporal within B Squadron of the 6th Light Horse Regiment. The regiment spent late 1916 and early 1917 on patrol work in the Sinai Desert until the British advance into Palestine stalled at Gaza, an Ottoman bastion. It was involved in the 2 abortive battles that attempted to capture Gaza directly in March and April 1917. By the 25th of April, Redman was at Deir el-Balah, just south of Gaza. He was involved in the operation that ultimately took Gaza, beginning with the attack on Beersheba on the 31st of October. Gaza fell to the British on the 7th of November 1917, and the Ottoman position in southern Palestine collapsed. 2 days later, Redman was promoted to corporal in the 6th Light Horse Regiment, and the regiment pursued the Ottoman forces to Jerusalem and assisted in the city's capture in December. The focus of British operations then moved to the Jordan Valley, and the regiment was transferred there in early 1918. On the 28th of March 1918, Redman's squad was involved in a bluff attack outside Amman. During the attack, Redman was hit in the arm by a machine gun bullet and fell to the ground. His squad was forced to withdraw and Redman was captured by the Ottomans. Seriously wounded, he was taken to Damascus, where he was treated in the surgical hospital by German doctors. After his condition had improved, Redman was sent to the barracks where prisoners of war were being held, and shortly after his initial capture, in April 1918, Claude's brother Walter was killed in action while fighting at Amiens. Sometime between May and September 1918, Claude Redman fell severely ill with cholera and was rehospitalised. He died of that disease sometime between the 18th of May and the 11th of November 1918. He was 34 years old. Claude Redman's final resting place remains unknown. He is commemorated today on the Basra Memorial in Iraq. His name is also listed on the Roll of Honour on my right, amongst almost 62,000 Australians who died while serving in the First World War. A photograph of his memorial is displayed today beside the pool of reflection. This is but one of the many stories of service and sacrifice told here at the Australian War Memorial. We now remember Corporal Claude Thomas Redman, who gave his life for us, for our freedoms, and in the hope of a better world.
If you're able, I now invite you to please stand for the reading of the Ode and the sounding of the last post.
They shall grow not old as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them.
We will remember them.
Lest we forget.
Lest we forget. We leave you this evening with the words of the memorial's founder, Charles Bean. Many a man lying out there at Pozières or in the low scrub at Gallipoli, with his poor, tired senses barely working through the fever of his brain, has thought in his last moments, well, it's over. But in Australia, they will be proud of this. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, that concludes the last post ceremony. On behalf of the Director, staff and volunteers, we thank you for visiting the Australian War Memorial today and for your continued support during the Memorial's development project. We wish you all a very pleasant evening.